With the NFL Combine going on right now, this is typically when rumor season really starts to kick off because you have the entire NFL landscape in Indianapolis right now. Head coaches, GMs, agents, media, everyone's there. So, as a result of that, we keep hearing these things about Brandon Aiyuk. Again, I think it was reported a couple days ago, but it's being reported again that Brandon Aiyuk, the focus of these reports, according to Diana Rossini of The Athletic, is saying that teams are expressing interest in trading for Brandon Ayuk. Now, this is again the second time this has come out, I think, within the last week. And I'm always one of those people that tend to believe that where there's smoke, there typically is fire. Now, it doesn't mean that Brandon Ayuk will be traded because when you actually dive into everything that goes into it, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But Mike Silver actually is saying, he tweeted it just right now, that he believes the 49ers would be open to trading Brandon Aiyuk. John Lynch was asked about this at the podium. He did not shut it down. He did not say, "Oh, Brandon Aiyuk is here to stay. He's our guy." He didn't say any of that. So we're starting to get it from all levels now. We didn't have the GM completely shut it down. Kept things open, which I don't necessarily have a problem with because I know things are fluid in the NFL. You have Diana Rossini of The Athletic reporting that teams are interested in trading for Brandon Aiyuk. But then you have Mike Silver saying the 49ers would be open to trading him, but I'm skeptical that anyone would take on the contract coming off an ACL. So, where does that leave us? Well, that leaves us with a lot of smoke around this situation. We've heard, I've heard some other rumored reports that the 49ers weren't happy giving this contract to Brandon Aiyuk, which it seems like a weird report to me because you're mad at yourself. You're mad that you made the decision to pay Brandon Aiyuk when you paid him. So I'm like, to me, that report doesn't make sense. Like, oh, we dragged our feet on this negotiation and we let the wide receiver market explode and the price rise exponentially, and then we finally decided to pay him. But it's BA's fault. It's Brandon's fault. And it's just like, maybe, just maybe, if you didn't allow contract negotiations to seep into training camp year after year after year, maybe there would be not only better rates on the contracts that you're giving out due to market exploding and increasing, but you also aren't hurting your team. You're not hurting yourself. You're not, I have seen enough from these contract negotiations to understand that it's not mentally good for the player. Obviously, it's great for the player when they get paid, but the process to get there is painful. Just like George Kittle had mentioned that Sherm said that contract negotiations are like braces. It sucks the entire time, but when you get your braces off, you get a big bag of cash at the end of it. So, Nick Bosa's talked about the negotiations and like everyone. Frank Gore has talked about how painful these negotiations are. It's just a painful process. And I just, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because if you're going to pay your guy and you're going to reward him, why not make it like, I get it. Negotiations aren't going to be just, oh, we'll give you whatever you ask for. I get that part of it. Like, I totally understand. But anyways, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm in the negotiation room or any of these things. I can only say what I see from the outside looking in. And, it looks tumultuous. It looks like it could create rifts. It looks like it could be drama filled. It looks like it could be really painful for everyone involved. And that's seemingly is the case. And so now you have this situation with Brandon Ayuk where he's coming off ACL injury. And what are you getting for Brandon Ayuk if you trade him? He's talking about teams, would be hesitant to take on his contract coming off an ACL. Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? Um, he also tore his MCL. It wasn't just ACL. And then it's like, why would you make that decision now when you probably could have gotten a first round draft pick for him, trading him prior to signing the contract? What are you getting for Brandon Ayuk trade now? I can't imagine you're getting any more than a fourth because, again, he's coming off an injury and you would have to take on his contract. Um, why? It, why would you take such a dramatic hit in multiple aspects to get rid of Brandon Ayuk? And again, if things were so bad, you then why did you give him the contract? So at the end of the day, this could all just be hearsay. But again, I've been doing this long enough that you know, yes, there's a lot of clickbait stuff for sure, but you can qualify certain people that when they say something, they're saying it from an informed place. They're not just pulling things out of thin air. Diana Rossini, and whether Mike Silver has been right all the time or not, he still doesn't just throw things out there. It's just not how it works. Now, it doesn't mean he's right all the time. I think everyone is going to reference him leaking the Cooper DeJean pick, but we also understand that, hey, sometimes you get bad information. Sometimes the information you get isn't actually true or doesn't come to fruition. So at the end of the day, you always take these things with a grain of salt, but I always present them to you because I do think it's very important to track every step along the way. Like last year, when I was presenting all the rumors about Brandon Ayuk getting traded, I got so much pushback from subscribers on this channel, only to realize that that actually was indeed happening. Those conversations were absolutely happening, and it almost did happen. And the reason why I pay attention to these things is because more often than not, they are clues, context clues into potential moves that could happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just a context clue. John Lynch doesn't shut down trade rumors. Diana Rossini is saying teams are interested in trading for Brandon Ayuk. And Mike Silver says the 49ers would be interested in trading Brandon Ayuk. To me, it doesn't make sense for all the reasons that I've already listed, but that's what's being discussed right now. That's out there. That is what's apparently being discussed behind closed doors. So will it happen? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Especially if you're going to be losing out on Debo Samuel. And I don't, it doesn't make sense to me, like I've already said, to pay him what you paid him and then trade him at his ultimate, like his absolute lowest value. That to me is bad process. It's a bad business decision. Why would you do that? Eh, eh, so I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm just saying that it's clearly out there in some form or fashion being discussed somewhere. Does that mean it'll come true? I don't know, but I'll let you decide what you think about this. And like I said, I'm here to, I'm the messenger. Here's the information. This is what's being discussed. You can like it, you cannot like it, you can disagree with it, do whatever you want, but I'm just bringing it to you so you can make the informed decision on your own. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.